Morning.
Morning.
Evening.
Alesh and I are in the same time zone, I think.
Yeah, 10 a.m. here.
Yep.
And here is 1 hour back, right?
I'm 9 a.m. here. Yeah, one hour behind.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
Darren,
8 p.m.
It's midnight. Is it midnight there or?
No, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
then you have a few more hours to go.
Yeah, a few more hours on Monday to go.
Yeah. This is the last hangout before the final one, so we have 4 more hours left for the ton. So should we do some stats? I don't really know what they are. I haven't looked at them this round. I was quite busy, but I finally managed to add a few. Actually, 2 profiles to the WikiTree. So I did my part, at least a bit. How did you others do?
Well, I've been dadding from a CT7, and I got up this morning and it had gone up even more. So I don't know whether it was things that hadn't already gone to the CC7 or whether somebody else has added something to add to my CC7. So.
Usually it's somebody else.
Yeah. Well, I've broken the 3,800 for my CC7 now. So.
Oh,
that's good, Hillary.
So it was 3,600 something when I started, so we've done all right. Considering that a lot of my families were not huge families. So.
Yeah. Mine is at modest 660. Oh, it's 665 now. It went up by 2. So
yay! Let's see what mine is this morning. I've gone up by 97. I'm at 3,812. Not as impressive as Darren.
I'm 6 off of yours. I'm 3,806.
Great.
Yeah, well, 5,006.
Whoa! You went over your 5,000 mark. That's exciting.
Yes, I did that earlier this morning, my time.
Very cool.
So it's like, did that. Yay!
I had been, so what we've been working on, I had been working on, as I mentioned, my husband's Italian village. You know, I have a community tree for them. So I've been working on that. And we were kind of at the point where I wasn't adding any to even my CC7 because they don't even belong to him. They're just, you know, the community at large. And then I worked a little bit on my American family. So that's where my 97 probably came in. And then I got tired of that and I moved to the, there's a U.S. Black History Project where we're doing the 1880 census, putting everybody in the 1880 census who was of African American heritage. So I've done a few hours of that, and I'm back to Italian for the end push. I'm back to some Italian records.
So those 97, did you add them or did you connect to existing?
My guess is I connected, but my guess is they were additions from my family that I added into my family. I'm pretty sure because I did do a number of connections for, you know, new, where a lot of my family comes from is when I get a DNA match, I try to build out their tree in order to verify that the DNA match is real. And then once I've verified that, then it becomes eligible for me to add in on a thon. so they probably, that 97 probably does belong to my work and not just by connecting somewhere.
Cool. I don't usually connect to anyone within my CC7. Most of the profiles were entered by me. Yeah. Actually, maybe a few weren't, but majority was. So.
Yeah. And pretty much all of my husband's CC7 that is more of his true family were entered by me. And I've only run into a couple of times when I'm entering things for this area here that it existed prior to me putting them in there. There have been a few, but not many. It's so most of this community was added in there because I did a lot of research just trying to find him.
I was actually, but I added. I didn't even expect to add those two profiles, but I got email from Family Search yesterday that they found a new record match for me from Austria, actually. So it's another country. I was surprised. I have my family. I exported JetCom of my ancestors to all the major sites. So if some new records pop up, I get not notified. And I looked into it, and it was actually my great grandaunt.
Wow! Very cool.
I didn't even know they lived in Austria. Actually, they were born in Slovenia, but moved to Austria and married there. But that was the same country at the time, so it's nothing special. But I would never look for them there.
Yeah. Border changes can be quite confusing.
Yeah.
We should probably let the people know the magic word, Elish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. We have a
I know
magic
what it
word.
is. Isn't it WikiTree Plus?
It's thanks.
Oh, is it thanks? All right.
It can't always be WikiTree Plus.
No, I must have looked at the wrong one.
Well, maybe I looked at the wrong one.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh, actually,
I think you did look at the wrong one, Alesh. I think thanks is the one for the end one.
Oh well.
Well, never mind.
Never mind. We get to do thanks
Well,
twice.
we don't have the final. I think there won't be a draw at the final hangout. So this is the final one to thank all of you for entering new profiles.
Yeah. And carrying on. I've not added that many because I've had time out when I've been doing other things. But last time I checked, it was 186 that I've added. So I want to get the 200 before I decide to call it a day. So
Yeah.
I've been adding family though, so I've been trying to sort of find people that are going to fit into the CC7, which can be a bit more awkward because. And it's also going to help with the DNA matching and things if I get my CC7 up.
Yeah.
What's happening with my StreamYard?
Oh.
Well, I'm thankful for the fact that we have connected bonds because a lot of profiles I've actually connected into that have been in my CC7, the ones that have been done during a connect-a-thon. So it's like
Very cool.
whatever people have made this font, the next font, someone will connect into them and hopefully increase their CC7. So thanks.
Yesterday I discovered somebody who was a crew member on the Titanic who went down with the Titanic who was connected to my family. So
wow.
I'm surprised I haven't found somebody like that before though, because I come from where the Titanic sailed from. In fact, I've got a connection to the Titanic through my great grandmother. She worked for the family of the captain who brought Titanic from Ireland over to Southampton. So it's nice actually finding some other connection now. So I was looking for what I need, what to put on it to make sure it went to the Titanic project, because I know there's they're trying to get all the people that went down to have profiles. So
Very
Well,
interesting.
Diane had a good CC7 increase from 1820 to 2861.
Woo,
Mhm.
that is a big one.
That's very cool.
Mm.
You know, unless you mentioned that you got a notice that there was a new record,
Mhm.
and I had a guy yesterday who emailed me because he got a notice from WikiTree that I had added his third great grandfather and
Cool.
grandmother to the tree. So that was kind of cool. And that was in my in some of my Italian stuff, right? I don't know who they are. I was just they just part of the community. I don't know. I mentioned this years ago, but what I did was when my husband, I was trying to find his family, and I realized that so many people in these small communities are related that the only way you can really connect the whole family is just to write everybody down. Right. So I started a family tree in a software just for this community, and I would add in, this little family and this little family, and then all of a sudden, oh, is that the same? Are these the same Giuseppes? And hook them together, and pretty soon the whole tree just kind of falls together, and you have this huge community. So
Yeah, I find that even with mine because a lot of my family come from villages in what were rural villages, and you put one name in, you put one person in, and then you look at the parents and you find another surname of the spouse is somebody that probably connects somewhere else in your family tree. So
yep. The really funny part of that is, my husband grew up in Scotland. He's Italian, both sides of his family, but he was born and raised in Scotland. And I'll say, "Oh, you have a great grandmother Borzoni," and he'd go, "Oh, Joe Borzoni had a fish and chip shop down in Dundee." And I laugh because there's so many families from this area who also immigrated to Scotland and to London and places that I'll say a name and he goes, "Oh, I know that name," and I had no idea they were my family. They lived in Dundee too, So it's a really small world with his family. This crossover between Italy and the UK. He has a lot of names that he knows from the UK. He had no idea he was related to.
Yeah. A lot of my Dorset family moved up to Hampshire, which is like the neighbouring county. So and they moved to the similar area because obviously they want to stay nearby to family. So you find that you find other people in that same area that you're related to as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's move to stats. I did check on it. We have 597 people participating this time, so 3 short of 600. Maybe someone will pop up now until the last hangout, but unlikely. Well, not impossible. So top people did. So we came to 2,800 profiles were added by Jeff Eckler. Anastasia Blackwith also broke 2,000 with 2,131. And then we have 10 more people with about 1,000. They are followed by Hailey Hiller and Danita, of course. Always near the top, if not at the very top.
I love thons.
Yeah.
Then the teams, we have all 40 teams participating now. My team, of course, at the end with 6 profiles. So, but 30% of those were mine. So we have the top team did 11,970. Probably it will go to 12,000. Those are the score detectives. And the new team, Minnesota Twins, is at 5,400. Another team at 5,000 are Mighty Oaks. And then with 3,000 in 3,000 section, we have Appalachia Charoots, Flying Dutchman, Team Roses, and Germany Genies. Then we have 5 more teams in 2,000 and 10 more in 1,000 section. So those are quite good numbers. And the total, I was checking it before, so we already surpassed what I estimated yesterday. We are already at 75,686. So I estimated that for the end, so we are early.
Yeah.
But we weren't far off.
Yeah.
We're not going to be getting to 100,000, that's for certain.
I think
No,
I
but
guessed something like 78,200, something like that.
We could get
that
up to
will
80.
be close, I think. I think maybe 79, because now are slow hours with under 1,000. So yeah,
And people
79 something.
Yeah, and some people will be working today that were doing things over the weekend, so it will slow down definitely on the Monday morning. If it's morning here, I don't. It depends how many people are working in the evening or the early hours.
Early afternoon for me, late morning, early afternoon. This is, it's. I feel like in the beginning, the Europeans, we have trouble because we go to bed, if we go to bed. We don't have as long of a day the first day, but then we can really be awake on the end of it.
Yeah, if you actually get some sleep.
Yeah, we can be awake at the end because it's like 2 p.m. when it finishes here. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it always finishes at 1 here, so it's sort of lunchtime, isn't it? Yeah, but you go off and I go off and get some lunch. So.
Yes. I'm always either finishing at midnight or at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have to do the drawing. Let me share the giveaway. Okay, so we have 18 entries now. If someone still needs to write it, hurry up.
Next door,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay, 19.
Maybe
20.
2 more. One more.
Going once. Going twice. And let's go. So. Kim Collins.
Congratulations.
Hey. Well done, Kim.
She's still in the chat.
So she's Grave Guardians. If I've got it right.
I don't know. Let's search in the score. Find Kim Kelly, Kim Collins. Okay, I have WikiTree ID.
Yeah. Well, can we have one this time?
We have 4 Kims participating. So the Collins one is our winner. Yay. So we can now hide the ticker and And we can check if the stats change during our cast. Yeah, 75,882. So yeah, we will end at 79, I think. No. Okay.
Great.
So that's it
Back to
for
work,
now.
everybody.
Yeah.
See you on the final hangouts and go 3 more hours. It's almost 4 hours to work on.
Great deal.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.